different levels, I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played.
You wake up on Sunday morning and you see that people are getting fired on their day off, and it has landed itself at MSNBC as the network has decided that it was going to start firing people because of low ratings. Yes, low ratings have caused MSNBC to go through its networking and programming with an axe. And we're going to talk about that next. This is It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark, and I'm the host of this show. So thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button, share button, subscribe button. Help your brother out. Help me get to 13,000 subscribers as we're on our way to that number. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. So as I was saying, it's a major shakeup is going on at MSNBC. They have a new president after Rashida Jones stepped down. Rebecca Cutler, she took over as the president of MSNBC, and she's looking for a way for the network to save itself because of these plummeting ratings. Yes, I guess, bashing Trump every single night of the week, calling him everything, a racist, a white supremacist, white nationalist, the KKK Grand Wizard. I guess that stuff is not so popular nowadays. And as we saw when the election started to happen, election season started happening, MSNBC ratings started plummeting completely. So this happened way before now. This just happens to be the latest in it. Cutler, as I said, she's trying to revitalize the actual network, trying to have fresh faces, fresh voices that people want to listen to, that can keep our audience captivated, because the linear news is losing this battle to YouTubers and social media influencers. It is a dying industry, and I'm pretty sure within the next 10 years, it's probably going to be completely gone. The demographic that MSNBC is mostly concerned about is that 25 to 54 demographic. That's the Gen Z, the Gen Z / millennial / Gen X, that fresh wave, because the boomer and the side of the generation are dying off right now. And that demographic is important because it is the demographic that holds the most spending power right now. Advertisers want to be able to take into that demographic because that's where all the money lies in the country right now. And those are the people that are spending it. So if these advertisers can't get people to come buy their products, and it's because they're advertising on these channels and there's no ratings because people are not watching this stuff, then it's hard for these advertisers to continue to put their money into these networks. That's why you see a lot of them are starting to do sponsorship deals with influencers, because they see that this is a dying industry. So, in the 8 o'clock to 11 p.m. hour, that's like considered at the prime time hours. MSNBC barely managed 734,000 followers. They're trying to go up against, a bunch of YouTubers who put out videos. You got sports going on. You got all this stuff. People are tuned off, and CNN is doing even worse. They can't keep about 522,000. So that's not a lot of people when you think about the sheer amount of folks who are of the age to vote. We say that the United States has over 330 million people living here. You can't even barely get 1.2 million of them to tune into your stuff on a nightly basis. That's very, very bad. You're not touching nobody's demographic with that. So much so that MSNBC decided that they were going to fire Joy Reid. And they turned around and they fired Joy. Her show's going away, the Reid Report. The Reid Out. And she's been on the network for a long time. She's had AM with Joy. She's had other shows on She had the Reid report at one point. She's been on there for a while. And with Rashida Jones abruptly leaving the network back in January, it kind of, you know, they lagging. During the daytime, their viewership is in the peak viewership during the night. It's just failing. And they can't seem to get it down. And 41%, you down 41% in 2024. And that number even plummeted more so in 2025. So they let Joy Reid go. Of course, you know, the usual suspects want to blame, you know, racism and all of this. Not the fact that Joy's show is absolutely horrible and all she does is race bait the entire time. I guess, you know, that, you know, it's only so much you can do. It's only but so many topics and in trying to make it seem like black folks are just completely victims and we, you know, we suffer the worst in every single statistical category and it's just horrible. Everything is just bad for black people and there's no good coming about it as long as Republicans are in office. We know, we get the gist. That stuff doesn't sell anymore. That stuff doesn't sell anymore because you have a rise in black conservatives and conservative voices. You also have a rise in people who are left, the black folks who have left the Democratic Party and are looking to try to figure out what they're going to do next. A lot of people have moved to being independents. So they're not easily moved and cited by the race baiting narratives anymore. It just doesn't bode well. At some point you got to find a whole new talking point. Because if everything is always bad, then when is it ever good for us? And you can't say that every time Republicans are in office, black folks suffer the worst, as if when we're in, when Democrats are in office, it's like some utopian society. That just seems not to be the case anymore. So I kind of wonder what these news outlets are going to do. How are you going to, what voices are you going to bring on television that can bring the numbers up? I see that they have Simone Sanders, Michael Steele, and I think her name is Alicia Menendez. They have a show that is on Saturdays that's going to be coming to Joy Reid's slot. So they're replacing one black woman with another one, even though people like L.A. Mistel want to say that it's racism. I guess he's mad because he can't come on Joy Reid's show no more and just spew his rhetoric as he does on a weekly basis. Now he has to actually go out here and go find a job like everybody else. He can't grift off of the pain of black folks anymore on television for a check. So now he wants to cry foul of racism because Joy can't hook him up with no more money. Because that's what it is. It's a big grift for all these people that are on television. None of these people are experts at anything. They happen to just be friends. And, you know, influence is all about access, right? If you got access to the certain right people, regardless whether you know anything about what you're talking about, someone would give you an opportunity to try to help you out. So none of these people are qualified to talk about any stuff that they talk about. All they do is deal in hypotheticals and opinions, and they do nothing more than what I do on my YouTube channel. They just happen to have a larger platform and do it on cable news every night. So Joy's out. Rachel Maddow looks like she's going to be on her way out the door too. I think her show is only on one time a week now. Her ratings are completely plummeted as well. You know, she can't play on the feminist card no more. Nobody's listening to that. And we're just going to continue to see what goes on. I'm pretty sure CNN is going to be changing up their lineups as well because their ratings are horrible. I wouldn't be surprised if MSNBC don't cut Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski off in the morning times too because they're completely out of touch as well. And I know their ratings are absolutely horrible because I know nobody who watches Morning Joe. So, unless it's our parents. Could be, right? Could be your parents. Could be your grandparents. Who knows? I know I'm not watching that crap. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think it's going to be some more firings or should the network just completely do away with all these opinion, op-ed, commentary type programming in the first place? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Until next time, Coaching Nation, let's keep it coaching.